The battle is taking place. Let's move into it. We have sent in a very powerful force into the region here, into this massive island, and our objective is to take London now.
We face adversity.
And without a doubt, there is a very high chance we will do that. Now, in this fight, I hold a significant cavalry reserve force, and this cavalry force, without a doubt, will be able to strike into the enemy.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Very effectively. I see that the enemy here is going to try to approach us a little bit. We successfully outnumber them, and if only our cavalry right there would be positioned, well, we could break them very quickly, very quickly. And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. The cavalry needs to position itself, the infantry needs to make an attack, and if everything works out, the enemy may break very quickly. Okay, so this is making the enemy to reposition. Let's approach them now. I see what they are looking at, and I like what's happening here. They are diverting their forces from my main army into my cavalry force, and that's going to be their mistake. At this point, I'm attacking into them. Then I'll have enough troops to strike into them through the line itself, and this should cause a massive chain rout, just like that. Just like that, they are being broken, and they're running. It's looking absolutely splendid. The troops from the city.
The army is in flight. Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
And now we'll make sure the remaining ones are dead. That's it. Looks good. Their city garrison has retreated, and we will take their city very easily. The question is...
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
Will we purge them? So our casualties here were not numerous, not nearly as numerous as theirs. In fact, this was a very well thought out
Imperator, engage the enemy! Besieging settlement, sir! Settlement under siege, sir!
And it's only a matter of time. A trade has been gained. good commander. That's our faction leader, and he will expand our borders further.
Orders.
Now the second battle goes to Sama Robberwa.
Attack! Victory!
They will not
Sir,
engage,
prepare for battle.
and
Besieging
so
settlement, sir.
we'll have
Settlement under siege, sir.
siege the settlement.
At your service. On my way.
Alright,
Orders. Engage the enemy. Victory!
that looks like another settlement
Engage the enemy.
that will
Besieging
have to
settlement,
be
sir. Settlement under siege,
sieged.
sir.
Yes, master. Moving.
And I moved my spies on the other side of the river.
At your service. Moving.
Probably that's how I should do it. Yeah. And all in all, the front looks
Orders.
reasonably
Prepare for battle.
fine.
Settlement under siege, sir.
Alright. Here in northern Italy, the Scipii has presence. It's fine. This settlement will soon look at that, the financial setting is making people happier, so we'll make financial builds through the board because it adds some kind of a hidden value that's making everybody so much more happier. That's important, without a doubt. I like to see that. Something has to be reached, somebody has to be retrained here. More town watch. Probably first I'm going to build just another spy cell. If we actually need them. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at our agents.
At your
And
service.
see where all our spies
At
are.
your service.
Assassin ready.
Your honor.
And
Your honor.
if we need to relocate some
Your
of them.
honor. Your honor. Your honor. Yes, master.
Okay, so we do have a few spies
Yes, master.
that could be used elsewhere.
Is assured.
These spies
Secrecy is assured.
need to get out
Secrecy is assured.
of here. The ones that are in Brutii territory, they should stay here. Eventually the Brutii will
Your honor. Secrecy
move
is
against
assured.
us, but the ones that are close can move a bit further onto the line. And these ones,
Your honor.
this one doesn't really serve any purpose. So instead of keeping
On
them
my way.
as intended,
Move, sir.
I'm just gonna move them
Yes, master.
a bit further
Possible, sir.
in
Depleted, sir.
the British
Yes, master.
territory,
Moves depleted, sir.
the Britons territory, and that's it. So why Patavium is so unhappy? And there's a culture penalty, but it's mostly squirrels, so this town just simply needs to expand, and
Imperator.
This would-
Imperator.
successfully fix majority of the problems. Egyptian towns here are very poorly defended. The Egyptians do not expect an attack. No way they expect an attack. And we may have to first clear this of rebels before we engage, because after that dealing with the rebels could be much more
Awaiting
difficult.
your command.
Unless the rebels would like to join us, but it doesn't look so. And I would gladly
Orders.
accept
Engage the enemy.
That,
Engage the enemy. Forward.
deal
General.
with us. Here
Build tower.
I'm gonna build a tower
March.
and move the troops north. In any case, that looks like it.
fleet is under attack!
Our fleet is under attack, and here we successfully gained the victory. Very good. Rebellion was a bad thing. Suitable husband. Let's agree with the marriage. Here troops could be retrained and the garrison size increased, as well as an arena constructed to keep people happy and sane. Finally there, things went down well. Town expands. It looks to me we're not making nearly as much money as we used to. Most advanced faction is Egypt. Marriage celebrations. This guy got married. Construction report. Region expense. Titus Septimus, a dancer. That's one of the spies that we have. Retinue expand. Flavius Julius, priest of Jupiter. And priest of Jupiter for Aulus Sallustius. Good, the priests give a series of bonuses, and they give positive bonuses as far as I'm aware. Diplomatic formation. The following factions are now at war: Senate Armenia, Senate Britannia, the House of Scipii Spain, Scipii Armenia, Scipii Britannia, the House of Bruttii Armenia, the House of Bruttii Britannia, Bruttii Germania. The following factions have declared their allies, Egypt and Scythia. The following factions have declared the Keys-5, Pontus, and the House of Bruttii. So it seems that the Bruttii have been fighting.
General, orders!
Our enemies.
Imperator! General! Move out! March! Out of move, sir!
Pont is here for some time, but they are bogged down by the Egyptians. However, there are enough Bruttii to deal with the Egyptians nonetheless. Besides, we will
General!
help them. Now, our next objective here will be to assault the cities.
Orders?
In order to do this well, we will need to
Orders? General! Sir! Leaving
split this army into, first of all,
Out of move, sir! Sir!
and as well as generals
Imperator!
will need
Sir!
to be split. And also I'm going to increase the size of the force
General!
further.
General!
This force will just going to first of all
Prepare
attack
for battle!
these
Victory! Attack!
Egyptian forces outside. First of all, Tutankh Hembi. He's a superior builder, that's it. He's young. This man enjoys the planning and building of settlements almost for their own sake. 5% discount on construction cost, -1 from Squalor. So he is leading Nile Spearmen. Can form phalanx, bonus fighting, cavalry, combat bonus in deserts, can sap. These well-trained spearmen are the mainstay of many Egyptian armies thanks to their all-round defensive abilities. They wear light padded armor, hardly surprising given the incredibly hot climate of home, and carry large shields. They do not carry secondary weapons at all and rely entirely on their spears in combat. This means that they are best employed to hold a defensive position against cavalry or as a rough phalanx to take on other infantry by push of pike and weight of numbers. These men are better trained than some other Egyptian forces such as Nubian spearmen and will hold more often as a result. Egyptian chariots. These are quite expensive to upkeep. Special attack, combat bonus in deserts, frighten nearby enemy infantry, good morale, fast moving. Chariots are fearsome devices and have scythe blades to cut down any infantry foolish enough to stand when charged. when charged, the armored crews carry swords to cut down opponents. Egyptian armies have a long and distinguished history of using chariots in warfare. Their charioteers are also more disciplined and controlled than those of other nations. These are not subtle troops, and their chief power lies in a headlong charge into an enemy formation. Each chariot is pulled by powerful horses, and the deserts are an ideal place for them to be used to full effect. Okay, they will have Pharaoh's bowmen as well, very expensive unit here. Combat bonus in deserts, long range missiles, can use flaming missiles, good morale, good stamina, can sap. Pharaoh's bowmen are skilled archers, the finest to be found in Egyptian armies. They carry the finest bows available and have the abilities honed from an early age to make the best use of their weaponry, making them a true elite. And with their native toughness and hardy spirit, they are truly impressive warriors and a fine force for any of the Pharaoh's generals to have under his command. Unlike many other archers, these men wear good armor, giving them protection against counterfire, but they are vulnerable like any archers if unsupported when attacked by cavalry. Alright, so let's beat them in battle. We've suffered reasonable losses from this. Not good at all. And
besieging settlement, sir.
I would
Settlement
like
under
to
siege, sir.
assault them there. No. Alright. War. The House of Julia and the Egypt. We are at war. Next, I'm moving
Forward!
closer to Asturica.
Out of move, sir!
There. I will launch an offensive on the city.
Orders!
Also, a series of settlements will be taken from the British.
Attack!
There, that one is defended by only one warband.
Victory! This
And
land
I'm
is
going
Roman.
to occupy it. As you can see, the population isn't very happy about our presence here at all. They have Circle of Andrasta as their worship, the god. This sacred circle is dedicated to Andrasta, the invincible one, the British goddess of war and patron of the Iceni tribe. Human sacrifices to Andrasta are not unknown. Also, we will be able to regain strength, but not now. Now we're going to sit here. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that, why I'm not purging the population. I'm not purging the population because I want all the income I can get, and I think that this is the key to
Imperator!
successful
Engage the enemy! Out
war.
of move, sir! General! Sir!
In any case,
Imperator!
that's not
Sir.
all.
General! Orders!
Some of my forces will be sent
Sir! March!
to
Out of
take
move,
other
sir.
parts here
Orders! General!
in
Splitting the
the
troops!
island.
Sir.
So there are more
March.
settlements, and as you can see, if I can achieve the victory here,
Ready to sail!
just like that,
Aye aye, Captain! Move to sir! Yes,
I
Captain!
would take this very quickly, and I wouldn't purge them, as it may look to be the best option. I will just make sure. No, I decided not to rebuild this, actually. Let's just build up the garrison, that's it. So I'll kind of save a bit of
Orders.
cash by not paying their wages.
Engage the enemy!
Let's take their other settlement. Now.
Victory! This land is Roman!
This Roman
Sir,
land will
attack!
be as well simply occupied
Victory!
Yes, master.
like that.
On my way. No more.
My spy
moves,
should
sir.
provide some additional intel. Next
Imperator,
battle with
attack!
Gundam. Poorly defended settlement.
Victory! This land is
The
Roman!
British didn't hold powerful forces here as well. Shrine to Essus. The shrine is dedicated to Essus, the Kali god of rogues in one of his many aspects. Human sacrifices to Essus are hanged and then skewered before death. Essus is often shown as a woodcutter, a quiet image for such a potentially violent god. The religion also makes a people feel happy and content to know that the gods are honored. The shrine can be improved as the settlement grows in size and importance. Let's build a shrine to Jupiter here, as well as in Samarobriva. There's a sacred circle of Andraste here. That's public order bonus due to happiness 15, experience bonus to troops trained here +2. I'm not going to keep it anyway. And that's it. Furthermore, we are going to stretch our borders further to Trier, making this our frontier settlement.
Sir! Prepare for battle!
There our army would have to face Changa Geist. He's publicly loyal young man who is in control of a bunch of fearsome warriors, chosen swordsmen, war crime improves attack, expert at hiding in woods, combat bonus in wood or snow, excellent morale, may charge without orders, good stamina. Chosen swordsmen are the best fighting individuals in the tribe and armed with the finest swords available. While superbly skilled and extremely tough, they are not naturally inclined to fight as a group. Personal glory and the need to be first amongst the many ensure that they are headstrong and ill-disciplined. They are, however, very well equipped with the finest swords that the smiths can make, along with chainmail armor and large shields. They are an intimidating sight for any enemy, and they have 2 of these, and it kind of makes me just slightly bit stronger, really. So it's not clear if I would certainly win this, even if it looks very much in my favor. In any case, one battle has to be fought after so many settlements captured, and I think this battle is going to be it. A wise man in times of peace prepares for war.
The portents are bad, my friends, but I do not care. I know that I have brave men at my back, and only the enemy in front of me.
It looks like the general isn't that confident. In any case, let's approach the enemy and without a doubt things will work out splendidly for us. So what's up with the ram? It needs to hit the gate, and this ram needs to move somewhere else. So these are principes. A better armed hastati, in other words. So these are hastati. As you can see, they have a plate on the chest, while principes would wear chainmail with some leather on top of the chainmail to protect their chest and shoulders, as well as the lower upper part of the back. In any case, here, these guys right here wear chainmail, as well as metal helmets, or bronze helmets, I'm not sure. In any case, Our Hastati is wearing helmets as well, and hopefully they won't rust. But probably that's a big problem. They stay in an environment where it is very
Our soldiers are at the walls!
wet all the time.
Now they must bat. Our soldiers have reached the gates with a battering ram.
In any case, let's see how these are gonna be hit by all the javelin fire. And for as long as they move, they will avoid the javelins. If they wouldn't move, they would be hit badly by all that firepower that we hold.
The enemy gate is down! Our battering ram has done its work!
Okay, these auxiliary cavalry are very effective against these kind of conditions right here. Now, I'm taking my infantry and ordering them to move forward inside of a settlement.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day! The gods have smiled on us today! The walls are broken! Our troops should be ordered forward!
This is where we'll take up a position.
Units, move! Double time! Units! Units, hurry! Hurry! Quickly! Units, charge!
And now we're in position. The cavalry is able to blast them with
Units, charge!
all the stuff. Alright, so they're running. If they're running, that means my auxiliary cavalry can just attack them just like that. They brought in the chariot. The chariots will smash my auxiliary, and I'm gonna get them out of the fight and into slowly pursuing those retreating soldiers.
Gods have filled the heart. Let gods be praised. The enemy general is killed. Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts.
Alright. In any case, things are not looking bad at all. These ones are not retreating to the right direction and have been eliminated due to that. What we are going to do here, we are going to line ourselves up and surround these last remaining enemy formations, which is just a brigade of
Move! Guard this area! March! Hurry!
swordsmen. Okay, they probably wouldn't last long in the battle anyway. The general is dead. And that is going to be our frontier in the area. And we'll have quite a few troops they are killing them with ease. Things are looking great for us.
victory, worthy of Roman arms!
The town is ours. We haven't fought a single full Britain army, but it could be that we will not need to do so. Here I can't even build myself barracks. How awful. And next I'm going to eradicate the shrine. And build myself a shrine of Jupiter. Done. It looks like a series of offensives have been very successful for us here and here. And there's only a lack of cash that's keeping us behind.
Sir!
Also, that's our new commander. He's a superior commander, and these will take up command of the cities here.
Sir!
Now, he's a little liberal, demands for morale, but he's not going to fight any important battles. However, even as little liberal, he did become a seriously talented commander, and all in all, he did well for himself. He just needs to take a few key areas that are currently poorly defended.
General!
That's
Orders!
At your service. On my way.
We can send our spies
Sir.
forward to see if
At
enemy
your service.
is
Depleted, sir.
sending anybody in the area. Okay, so that will be it. It isn't good that the frontline settlement with Britain isn't large enough to house Legion barracks or higher. In any case, the British armies are coming for us, and we will be waiting for them. Riots are going through the empire, crazy, like crazy. As you can see, this is just, man.
Attack!
Okay, you see what's here? They have decided
Yes,
to
master. Secrecy is assured. Out of move, sir.
keep themselves inside,
At your service.
hold themselves inside. This settlement right here is seriously in a position to rebel. Besides, look at that, we've just got an auxilia, a different kind of unit, and it looks like Marian reforms took place. So first of all, let's go through the rioting settlements here and see if there's anything we can do. First of all, here I need to establish a better religion and the garrison. London. Things must be obviously repaired, and actually it probably would be best if the army gets right now. Reorganized. Numantia. That's the settlement right here. Things are looking bad, and they will rebel without a doubt. This army will have to turn back
Move out!
and try to keep it
At your service.
afloat,
Out of move, sir.
Ready to sail!
unless this guy
Onward! Forward!
would get
Move
there in
completed,
time.
sir.
We'll see
Move out! Attack!
what needs to be done.
Orders!
Faction destroyed. Germania is completely annihilated now. End of turn report. We've gained quite a bit of cash. Good. A new man, Gaius Marius. Gaius Marius has proposed a series of laws that allow the proletariat to join his reorganized Roman army. In return for many years of military service, every soldier will be given land as a kind of pension. This reform is passed in the People's Assembly without the approval of the Senate. It is a certainty that such popular and populist appeal will do Marius no favors in the long run. The troop types available for recruitment now reflect the structure of this new professional army. Check the recruitment scroll to view the details. Good. City expands, Cordoba. So, interesting developments are taking place without a doubt. This would add us some gold. Popularity gained with the masses. Most advanced faction. Faction report. Coming of age. A young man is ready and he's strict. This man believes in the smack of firm government. +1 to unrest. Has negative effect on public order. Plus due to law improves public order. 5% bonus to their popularity with the Senate. I think it said the Senate. Yes, it did say the Senate. This guy's 50 years old. He's in control of one of the most prosperous cities we have. And this guy needs a place, and I'm going to send him to Paris.
Ready to sail! Yes, Captain!
Construction report. Quite a few settlements have been constructed. Recruitment report. Our garrisons have been successfully increased through the empire. The following factions have declared a ceasefire: Spain, the House of Brutii; Scythia, the House of Scipio; Pontus, the House of Brutii. So, what's happening next? Obviously, there won't be any more hastati troops that we are going to successfully.
Imperator, prepare for battle! Besieging settlement, sir! Settlement under siege, sir! Orders, Imperator, move out! Combining troops, sir! Engage the enemy! Besieging settlement, sir! Settlement under siege, sir! General, move out! Out of move, sir! General!
Recruit. Let's kill them in the fort.
Settlement captured!
From this fort, we're going to attack Alexandria and
settlement under siege!
Siege it. It looks like I can retrain them, but I'm not sure why. I kind of suspect it's due to the fact that there is a smith here, but it could be not. I would be surprised if I'm able to retrain these principes.
Sir!
In any case, let's deal with the rebels. That was the rebel here. Gwendolo of Blatolgium. Decorated hero, barbarian terror count, one of his retinues. He's a good attacker, he's a drill master that reduces troop morale, publicly loyal, superior commander, confident in defense. He's led by a rebel general. A barbarian warlord surrounds himself with fierce warriors as a personal guard. These spear-armed cavalry are in elite reserve for use in a moment of crisis. Every warlord commands by right of personal courage as much as tactical skill, and this is doubly true of a rebel who has gone against the established order of his tribe and people. He and his guards are equipped as cavalry with spears, leather armor and shields so that they can dash to any point on the battlefield. The warlord can inspire his men to greater efforts just by his presence, and also has enough men in his guard to be a significant force. Okay. It looks like those rebels have been successfully
Victory!
eradicated there. Also, I'll make sure that my Principes brigades are
Orders,
all merged consistently. None of these will be recruitable any longer. We only have Roman cavalry now left, and no more equites.
General.
So
Leaving the army. Forward! Ambush in
we'll
place!
have to keep
Imperator.
everybody.
Imperator. General. Move out. Sir, move out. Orders. Imperator. Engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir.
Well
Settlement
managed.
under siege, sir.
Retinue expands. Military tribune. This man has been awarded with it.
Orders. March.
Oh, I have been ambushed. Let's see. Battle deployment. Their forces are ambushed by an army of rebels. Their attempt to surprise you failed. You will have time to prepare for battle, brigands. So let's go into this battle. We are facing a warband. Warbands are bound to the service of a strongman or petty village head. They are the basic unit to be found in many barbarian armies. They fight well as glory and loot are the road to status, but are often difficult to control. They care little for discipline and less for restraint, but they can be relied on to fight and fight hard in warfare. It is up to each man to prove his own bravery and worth, so the savage charge into the enemy is about as sophisticated as they ever want to be. Each man carries a stabbing spear and a large shield. There's a rebel general present here and some barbarian peasants as well. Let's go into the battle and fight them.
Units, await my orders.
Okay, so I don't see a damn thing here. I know that we can break them, and this is where we fight them, but we are hidden. They're not attacking us from multiple sides, and I'm so far not seeing any bonuses. When they move close enough, we'll just strike them with everything we've got. And
Units, forward.
we have a lot. I would prefer to stack up with my 2 brigades at least against one of theirs. In this way we'll have a very sufficient advantage. Also the cavalry needs to take up a position on the side to get the big general. So this is what we've got, and they're coming over. They are running. Some of them are running. That's it. Our general holds very powerful cavalry now. And this cavalry is going to be very difficult for the enemy to deal with. Without sacrificing a lot. And in some areas they will engage. like under the weight of
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear, now they flee!
the horsemen. They don't do nearly enough damage. And eventually those troops in Britain will be disbanded and this will free up income, increase population, and make everybody obey laws. Much more. What else do we have here? Not that many of them left, really. Threw a lot of javelins into this guy. And I think that's one of the few still remaining soldiers. As you can see, these cavalrymen are looking different, very different from what we may be used to. See, so far, that's it. It does not look like there's anybody.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
Their ambush was very, very unsuccessful, and we're marching through such a dense forests.
Victory! General!
So that's the city.
Attack! Out of move,
Diva.
sir.
Alright. Things are not looking bad at all.
Imperator! Sir! Sir!
I think I could bring them down with cavalry. Let's go in. This should be a quick one. But first of all, I'm going to throw a lot of javelins onto them. And after that,
Units, move out!
we are actually going to attack them. So, what do we see here?
Start attacking
The
us!
javelins are here,
Attack! Move out!
and
Move out!
look at that. Now we will shoot without the stop, just like that. A few of them died, not much, not nearly as much. In any case, let's now attack them. What we've got, look at that guy died with the general. It looks like the general just took him down and not everybody's engaged.
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear, now they flee!
But that was enough. That's it. Now there's only a couple of them
Oh!
left. That's it. I like this engagement a lot.
Victory! Imperator, forward!
They will merge.
General,
Let's see
Imperator,
how other
Imperator,
principes will
orders,
merge.
Imperator, General, General, sir!
Alright, I'm going to get rid of these. They're just taking up space, that's it. I'm going to first of all build roads before I build a temple. First of all, let's take a look at the new general's bodyguards that
Imperator!
are available for us. They have good morale, good stamina, and they're fast moving. This general has a bodyguard of lower spear armed and armored cavalry to accompany him into the field, Armed with spears, these men are shock cavalry, able to deliver a devastating charge attack. They are then well trained enough to fight effectively in canteen hand-to-hand combat. Like all generals' guards, this unit is best committed to the fight at the point of crisis, when the general's inspirational leadership and the combat power of his men can tip the balance. Furthermore, we can train auxiliaries. These are not very good fighters. As you can see, Principes have 9 attack and 18 total defense, while these auxilia have 16 total defense and 6 attack. They have bonus fighting cavalry, combat bonus in woods, good stamina, can sap. Auxilia are highly disciplined and tough spearmen who provide support to Roman legionnaires in battle. They are defensive infantry, expected to protect the flanks of the heavier legionnaires from cavalry and similar threats. Their training is at least as harsh as that of the legionnaires and produces men with a similar level of discipline and hardiness. These troops need to keep up with other Roman forces and so cannot be allowed to tire easily. They are recruited from among non-Romans within the empire, and this is easy because Roman citizenship is far from being universal. Historically, Roman commanders made sure that auxilia were always stationed far away from home, as that there was no temptation to acts of rebellion. The changes introduced by Gaius Marius' men and professional auxiliaries were recruited to serve alongside the now professional legionnaires. A wholesale shake-up of the Roman military machine saw the whole army being put on a full-time service for life footing, with auxiliaries being rewarded with Roman citizenship at the end of their military careers. Very, very interesting. Let's see what else can be recruited. Early legionary cohort. Roman legionnaires are tough, professional troops with good armor and superb weapons. Their hallmarks are discipline, obedience, and tactical flexibility. When approaching enemy fortifications, for example, they can use the turtle formation or testudo to overlapping their shields for protection. Every legionary's chainmail armor, the Lorica Hamata, is of very good quality, as is the rest of his gear, a metal helmet and a large curved shield. They fight with 2 throwing spears, the pilum plural pilla, and a short stabbing sword, the gladius. Each pilum has a soft iron shaft behind the piercing head that is designed to bend as soon as it hits a target, making it impossible to pull out and throw back. Embedded in a shield, a pilum hampers an enemy. Embedded in a man, it usually kills. Once the pilla have been thrown, legionnaires close and continue fighting with a stabbing gladius. Historically, these legionnaires only came to be after the army reforms of Gaius Marius. He abandoned property and age requirements for the legions and made the Roman army into a professional force. No longer would a man have to provide his own war gear. He would be paid, serve a term of 25 years, and then retire with enough land to give him a pension for the remainder of his days. Praetorian cohort. Can form the testudo, uses a missile weapon before charging, good morale, can sap. They are a lot more expensive, but more effective. A Praetorian cohort is made up of elite legionnaires recruited because of their superb soldiering skills and political loyalties. A general can rely on this unit. Praetorian training is, as might be expected, both demanding and incredibly thorough. These men are some of the best, toughest, most unflinching soldiers in Rome, and they know it. The equipment is much the same as other legionnaires, but better made. Every Praetorian wears banded armor, the Lorica Segmenta, a metal helmet, and carries a large curved shield. They fight with 2 heavy throwing spears, the pilum, plural pilla, and the short stabbing sword, the gladius. Each pilum has a soft iron shaft behind the piercing head that is designed to bend as soon as it hits a target, making it impossible to pull out and throw back. Once the pilla have been thrown, praetorians close and continue fighting with the stabbing gladius. They can also use the testudo or tortoise to protect themselves from missiles. Historically, the original praetorians were the bravest of the brave, chosen to guard the praetorium, the tent of the legate of the legion when in the field. These men came to act as bodyguards for all important generals before being made into specific formations that were considered useful in politics as well as war. It was Augustus who established the Praetorian Guard as both a bodyguard and for useful intimidation in Rome. It was under the later emperors that the Praetorians developed a taste for the conspiracy and murder. Roman cavalry. Roman cavalry are auxiliary spear-armed cavalry who have a screening role in Roman army. They should be used against the flanks or rear of units or to keep missile troops and skirmishers away from the main Roman heavy infantry, who are the real killers of a Roman army. They wear little armor and only carry spears and shields. As a result, they can charge enemies but may be cut to pieces by a prepared defensive line of spearmen if these were attacked head-on. Historically, Roman cavalry only came into existence after the army reforms of Gaius Marius as a replacement force for the equites. The property qualifications for fighting as cavalry in the army were abandoned and the army made professional. They were organized into wings called alai rather than cohorts. We'll still have cavalry auxilia. I'm not seeing any legionnaires that are not early legionnaires. These are Samnite gladiators. They are more than just soldiers, they are superb individual fighters, unmatched by any ordinary warriors. They fight wearing little armor. Their lot in life isn't necessarily to live, but to die in an entertaining manner. Some knights would normally fight as one half of a matched pair, but on a battlefield they form a unit all of their own. They are a specialized elite, one that cares little for professional safety, as the only way to attain any reward is through victory. Gladiators, after all, are part of the damnati, the disgraced, the condemned, the untouchables in society. There is nowhere else for them to go in search for freedom. Quinquireme. A quinquireme is a powerful but lumbering warship intended for fleet actions. Its mass makes it hard to sink. The bulk of the crew are rowers, as there are 5 men to each oar. This pulling power is good, but maintaining ramming or battle speed is very tiring for the men. Consequently, quinquiremes also carry a detachment of marines and some shipboard artillery as means of attack. When you can be sure of ramming an opponent, bombardment of boarding become the most effective tactic. Trireme. A trireme is a powerful warship propelled by 3 banks of oars and a sail. It can ram opposing ships and launch boarding actions. Originally a Greek design, it has been widely copied because of its good qualities. Skilled oarsmen are needed, but then this gives the ship tremendous power in a sprint at a ramming speed, as might be expected. The trireme is its own main weapon, as it carries an iron-tipped ram at the bow at the waterline. Once an enemy ship has been rammed or had its oar smashed, the crew back water to withdraw before seeking another. Target. Wow. So the new reforms took place, and our army here is in trouble,
General!
without a doubt,
General!
because
General!
it needs to be
Move out! Move's depleted, sir! Can't do it, sir! March!
reorganized, to say the least.
Orders!
These ones as well need to be
General.
changed. I will need to create new armies, and my current forces will have to just simply die.
Yes, Master. Moving. Moves depleted, sir. Your Honor. On my way. Moves depleted, sir. Yes, Master. On my way.
Alright, that is all there.
Imperator. Sir.
Egyptians are not launching an immediate assault on our positions. I like that. Oh wow, totally forgot about these. That was very surprising indeed. So, let's fight them on the battlefield. It looks like that was a bit strange, to say the least. They completely been forgotten. So let's find out what happened to them. And they were sieging for a very long time. And
The enemy have brought up more men.
they have been simply attacked by a very, very large force held by Armenia. How large it is, however, as well, ineffective in size. They are very, very small in strength. We should be able to break them very, very quickly. As you can see, that's exactly what's happening. They're very well suited to fight very, very different
General flees! Press forward so the spirit of his army is broken too! The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
very, very different armies, and that's mostly cavalry. That's why there are so many spears. That's why they use so many spears. And that's it. These dogs will cut down retreating foes very, very effectively, without a doubt. And there is a lot of them. A lot of them is on the retreat. The dogs are going after them as well. But I'm not seeing the same effectiveness. Now let's turn on to those reinforcements that are approaching as well, while the cavalry is doing the hard work of killing all the retreating ones off. Alright, so now why this one got lost, not sure. No. We'll go with the dogs here.
Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts!
Now, the ones that are there in front of us, they are all from the city. So we will break them very quickly, and if our cavalry could get to them in time. I already see one cavalry unit here, and that one cavalry unit can go after one of the units already. That's it. They will soon break.
The enemy general is running away! This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it's beyond belief!
And it looks like we have successfully managed to cut down an incredible number of these
The enemy army is in flight! Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield!
We just need to kill as many while they're retreating. And that's it.
All Rome will be amazed at such a victory!
Okay, so a victory has been achieved here on this side.
Victory!
And now we just need to take the settlement for ourselves.
Imperator, engage the enemy! Victory!
The settlement
captured!
is ours, and I'm going to exterminate it. So there's gonna be a few left, but not many. Large Temple of Armazd. This large temple is dedicated to Armazd, the father of all gods and the creator of heaven and earth. He is the source of all light and growth. The chief celebration in his honor is always held on the spring equinox. Religion acts to make people feel happy and content to know that the gods are lavishly honored. Okay, so we will get rid of it. Also,
engage the enemy!
I will kill him, the faction leader. Mercenary captain, decorated hero and quartermaster. He's in the pink. Understanding of logistics, confident attacker, good commander, famous victor. This man is adored by the people of his many victories, +4 influence, horribly scarred. This man has so many battle scars that children and pets shy away from him in horror. Faction leader, brave, espionage, killer from necessity. This man understands that a certain amount of killing is always necessary in politics. +1 to personal security, improves the chances of detecting and foiling assassination attempts. 20% discount on agent training costs. He is also a poor farmer. Let's kill him. Also, I thought he didn't die, and that's obviously not good, but not much we can do about that. Next, I'll squeeze my Principes further in, and that's it. 10 grows. Another 10 grows here. We're making quite a bit cash from our empire now. A chance for power. Would you look at that? Your popularity among the people of Rome is unmatched. The plebeians would welcome you as the new savior of Rome, should you choose to march on the city. Now is the time to deal with the old men of the Senate and the allies that skulk alongside them. We'll get back to this. Faction announcements, new family members, retinue expands, foreign dignitary for our diplomat, construction report, recruitment report, diplomatic information. The following factions are now at war with each other: the House of Scythia, the House of Brutii, Spain, Pontus, and the House of Brutii. Resistance is futile. We push the settlement of Kotais. Trade increase and retinue expands, and Eastern tank out. That's +1 command when fighting against Eastern enemies. Good. Very, very good, and I'm going to disband the unit here.
Orders?
Also, this cavalry unit can be disbanded. And let's build ourselves some protection. So, what does that mean? Chance for power. I bet it means that our popularity with the people have increased so much, and our popularity with the Senate decreased so much, we can declare war. So your popularity amongst the lower orders is solid, you're seen as a good man, and more importantly as a good Roman. On the other hand, insincerity drips from every message the Senate sends in praise of your efforts for the Republic. Your popularity with the mob makes most senators uncomfortable, and a few openly wonder about your true loyalties. Okay. Now I'm going to send the general into the city to try and squash the rebellion. We'll see how that would go for us. So far it doesn't look like anything in particular
Engage the enemy! Besieging settlement, sir!
is taking place though.
Siege, sir!
Here we will siege, and also
Sir, attack! Besieging
must
settlement, sir!
besiege
Settlement under siege, sir! Ready
as
to
well.
slay! Yes, Captain! Aye, aye, Captain!
And just like that, we will try to keep this
Orders?
for ourselves. New battles need to take place.
Sir! Move out! Combining troops!
Egypt is sending forces, but these should not be nearly large enough. And the war with the Senate will probably be allowed. And as you can see, it can be if we want to, but we don't want to, because we need to reorganize our army and conquer
Fleet ready! Aye, aye, Captain!
further. Also, we are making a nice income, and
General! Not possible,
really
sir!
we
Forward.
just simply,
General! Imperator!
I think, need to advance,
Orders! General! March!
and that's it.
Sir! General! Imperator! Sir! Orders! Forward! March!
Let's send
General! Move out! Forward!
some garrisons here, a few.
Orders! Sir! General!
How many
Leaving
principes
the army!
would need to keep this at bay? It looks like a few too many.
Onward!
What about Alessia?
Forward!
Alessia would be even happier
Sir!
without
General! March!
all
Prepare
of
Imperator!
these.
Onward! Orders!
Soldiers protecting the city.
At your service. On my way. No move, sir.
Spies are in position on the other side of the river.
On